Hey there, it's Tara from 40 Below Fruity, and I have a highly requested video coming to you guys today all about how to go through a conscious breakup. I want to start by saying that I am not a relationship expert by any stretch of the imagination, but you guys have been asking me how my ex and I were able to go through an 8-year relationship, end it, and still be on good terms with each other. And what I mean by a conscious breakup is when you end a relationship and you're able to stay on good terms with the person, where you don't blame and you don't fight and you try to communicate properly and have compassion for that person and try to understand their perspective and their point of view as well. The number one thing you're going to need in a conscious breakup is communication. So communicating how you feel and also communicating what you need and what you don't need from that person. It can be really hard to communicate properly when you're ending a relationship because there are so many emotions involved that it's really hard to be logical sometimes. Oftentimes, without proper communication in this kind of situation, you end up fighting about everything and it makes you feel resentful, makes you want to blame the other person, and it's messy where it doesn't have to be. A key part of communication as well is not just communicating your own feelings and your own needs, but listening to the other person with what they're communicating to you. That, if you're anything like me, that can be challenging because we're often really good at communicating what we need and what we feel, but listening is just as important. The second thing you need in a conscious breakup is the understanding that you and you alone are responsible for your own happiness and emotional stability. Nobody else is responsible for your happiness. And this is a big one because I found a lot in my past that I would put the responsibility on somebody else, on my partner, for me to be happy. And the knowledge that actually I'm the only one who's responsible for my own happiness. So if I need to change something in my life, whether that's my own life or in my relationship, that's my responsibility. That is not anyone else's responsibility to take action for my own happiness. And when you take ownership of that, it is really liberating and really empowering because then you realize that you have the power over your own life. You are actually in control of whether you are happy or not and whether you enjoy the experience you're having in life. The hard part that comes along with that is once you do take responsibility for your own happiness, you may realize that things need to change for you to be happy. And that's where the conscious breakup comes in, because sometimes to be happy, you realize that you need to actually end the relationship you're in and move on to something different. The third step in a conscious breakup is to not give in to playing the blame game. I know it can be a lot easier to blame somebody else for the emotions you're having and the negative experiences that you've had in your relationship, but try not to give in to this. Honestly, there is nothing to be gained by blaming another person. It just makes them feel defensive and then they're going to start blaming you, and that's what leads to the fights and the disharmony when you're trying to go through a breakup and it's difficult enough without all of the blame. And that's where the second step comes in, taking responsibility for your own emotions and your happiness and your own experiences in life. When you do that, you don't feel the need to blame other people. In my experience, if you mix these three elements together, the communication and the taking responsibility and not blaming another person, you can have a harmonious breakup. You can end a relationship and still remain on good terms and still be friends afterwards. Okay, I hope you found this video useful. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe if you want to see more videos about the raw food lifestyle, self-love, and minimalism, and I will catch you guys next time.